$18,000 in a single night, not from a gold mine, nor from technology, but from the quiet scales of a creature hidden deep in the jungle. Lever 1 and let's explore together. Pythons in Australia have a rather diverse origin. Some species are native and live in harmony with the natural environment. With a strong ability to adapt, pythons can grow in significant numbers. Have you ever seen a python in the wild? Python skin has long been considered one of the signature materials in the high-end fashion industry. With naturally unique patterns, this skin is often used to craft luxury items such as leather shoes, handbags, wallets, belts, and even limited edition watches. In markets like Europe, Japan, and South Korea, the demand for python skin continues to rise. A python skin measuring about 2 to 3 meters in length, if intact and properly processed, can sell for anywhere from $300 to $1,500. With the capacity to process dozens of pythons each night, a processing facility can generate revenue between $10,000 and $18,000. Are you surprised to learn that a handbag you see in a fashion boutique might have originated from the wilds of Australia? From the growing international demand for python skin, a new trend is also quietly taking shape in Australia and several other countries. Python farms in Australia are gradually emerging in warm and stable climate regions such as Queensland and the Northern Territory, places with natural conditions ideal for the development of this reptile species. Here, pythons are typically raised in semi-natural enclosures with roofing, soil flooring, controlled temperatures ranging from 28 to 32 degrees Celsius, and appropriate humidity levels. The enclosures are often divided into individual compartments or group housing areas with shelter spaces, helping to reduce stress and prevent disease among the pythons. Can you believe that at some industrial-scale facilities, between 1,000 and 5,000 pythons can be raised each year? For semi-intensive setups, an enclosure of about 10 to 15 square meters can accommodate 5 to 8 medium-sized pythons if arranged properly. When pythons reach their optimal age and size, usually after about 18 to 24 months of rearing, depending on the species and intended use, farmers begin preparing for the skin harvesting stage. What's even more remarkable is that pythons naturally shed their skin as part of their growth cycle. To obtain a flawless, uncracked, and tear-free skin, the harvesting technique must be carried out with great care. The process begins by observing signs that the python is about to shed: cloudy eyes, dull skin, and reduced flexibility. Leave a 1 if you found this video interesting. When skin is harvested for commercial purposes, pythons are processed in professional facilities using a vertical skinning technique, which helps preserve the full shape and natural patterns of the skin, factors that determine the product's economic value. After the skin is removed, the next step is cleaning and soaking it in a preservation solution to soften and retain its color. Next, the skin is stretched and either air-dried or cold-dried for long-term preservation. The final stage is finishing, polishing, smoothing, and applying a protective coating to prevent mold and extend durability. Thanks to this process, python skin becomes soft, durable, and glossy, ready to be used as a material. The skins are then classified by size, pattern uniformity, and thickness before being sent to tanneries or fashion production facilities. Have you ever heard of python oil? After the skin is carefully harvested and processed for the high-end fashion industry, the remaining body of the python is not wasted. On the contrary, it continues to bring economic value through a unique product that few people know about, but is gaining more and more attention: python oil. It is extracted from the python's fat, a part of the reptile's body rich in nutrients. Python oil has long been used in traditional medicine and is now being studied and developed into skincare products for anti-inflammation, moisturizing, and wound healing. At some facilities in Australia, the oil extraction process is carried out in a closed system to ensure hygiene and preserve the natural components to the fullest extent. Saying goodbye to the giant pythons here, let's now explore one of the crops that brings high economic value and is especially well suited to tropical and subtropical climates, that is the pineapple. In Australia, pineapples are mainly grown in the states of Queensland and the Northern Territory, which account for nearly 80% of the country's total pineapple production. Here, vast pineapple fields stretch across dozens of hectares, arranged in neat, scientifically planned rows, creating a lush green landscape that reflects the orderliness typical of modern farming models. Each pineapple plant is usually spaced 30 to 40 centimeters apart, planted on raised beds to ensure good drainage and avoid waterlogging, one of the main causes of root damage. Pineapples are typically grown from shoots and have a growth cycle of about 14 to 18 months before fruit can be harvested. Have you ever caught the sweet, fragrant smell of ripe pineapple while passing by a street vendor at the market? When it reaches the harvesting stage, the pineapple shows clear signs of perfect ripeness. The skin changes from green to a golden yellow or orange yellow, releases a distinct sweet aroma, and the eyes of the fruit become plump and easy to remove. A ripe pineapple that meets the standard typically weighs between 1.2 and 2.5 kilograms. The ideal time for harvesting is usually early in the morning or late in the afternoon to avoid heat shock to the fruit, helping to maintain freshness during transportation. Pineapples should be picked by hand or with specialized cutting tools, cutting close to the stem without bruising the skin. Immediately afterward, the fruits are taken to a sorting area where their ripeness, size, and quality are assessed. After being harvested and sorted at the farm, pineapples are brought into the processing line at a factory or production facility to create a variety of value-added products. First, the pineapples are soaked in large water tanks to remove soil, insects, and other debris clinging to the skin. The water in the tanks is treated with a small amount of disinfectant to eliminate bacteria and harmful agents. Next, the pineapples are placed on a conveyor belt, allowing them to move smoothly through the next steps. A pineapple grading machine sorts them by size and weight, using a system of compartments and control gates. The machine automatically adjusts the grading criteria to ensure that pineapples of similar size are grouped together. After that, workers carefully place the pineapples into crates, making sure not to damage the fruit. Each crate contains pineapples that are uniform in size and weight for consistent packaging. Pineapples are not only packaged whole, they are also processed into various convenient forms. They then go through peeling, eye removal, and coring using specialized machines to ensure hygiene and consistent sizing. Depending on the processing purpose, pineapples can be sliced, chunked, or pured. Pineapples are also processed into products such as juice, dried fruit, or canned goods. Among these, pineapple juice is pasteurized and bottled immediately to preserve its natural flavor. Meanwhile, dried pineapple is processed at low temperatures to retain its color and nutritional value. Pure pineapple jam is delicious and aromatic. In addition, the leaves are turned into pineapple leaf powder, and they can also be brewed into tea that helps cool the body and detoxify. Ruby, scientifically known as red corundum, is one of the most valuable gemstones in the world. It forms deep within the Earth's crust under extreme pressure and temperature through the crystallization of corundum, which contains aluminum oxide Al2O3 and a small amount of chromium, giving rubies their characteristic red color. Ruby colors can range from pale pink to deep red, with pigeon blood red being considered the most valuable. Rubies are found in areas with aluminum-rich and silica-poor geology, typically within metamorphic and igneous rocks. The value of a ruby can range from a few thousand to millions of dollars. In 1953, rubies were chosen to adorn the Queen of England's coronation crown, and since then, they have symbolized power and strength. Let's visit the ruby mining region of Mogok, a renowned area in Myanmar, known as the largest natural ruby source in the world. Mogok was chosen due to its unique geology, with mountain ranges containing corundum minerals, which are crucial for ruby formation. The tropical climate and millions of years of metamorphic processes in this region have produced brilliant red rubies. Miners in Mogok work at depths of 100 to 200 meters to extract rubies. The extraction process is intricate, involving digging, washing, and sifting through soil to find the precious stones. They may spend weeks or even months working in harsh conditions before finding a valuable ruby. This work can earn them from a few hundred to several $1,000s per month, depending on the quantity and quality of the stones found. The search for rubies is a challenging job, but a vital source of livelihood for many in the area. Would you like to join me on this ruby hunting adventure? Leave a 1 if you do. On the market, rubies are crafted into various types of jewelry beyond rings, including necklaces, earrings, and bracelets. Rubies are regarded as symbols of luxury and power. To test a ruby, it is commonly examined under UV light. Genuine rubies will emit a red or orange glow under this light, while synthetic or treated stones will either not react or exhibit different reactions. Due to the popularity of rubies, many fake rubies have appeared on the market, increasing the demand for quality verification. The profession of ruby testing has emerged to ensure the authenticity and value of jewelry. Experts in this field typically have 5 to 10 years of experience and use methods like spectroscopic analysis to examine the stones. This profession can earn between a few thousand to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on experience and reliability. If you want to become an expert in this field, leave a 1 to learn more. Globally, ruby mines are primarily concentrated in a few countries, including Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Madagascar. Of these, Myanmar accounts for about 90% of the world's ruby production. Miners there must wade through mud and work in harsh conditions to uncover these precious stones. This work requires great patience, as the working environment is extremely challenging, coupled with severe weather conditions. Due to the demanding and dangerous nature of the job, ruby mining is among the least popular professions in the country. Although the ruby mining industry generates billions of dollars each year, the technology used for mining ruby still largely relies on manual methods. The primary reason is that identifying and sorting gemstones requires the expertise and keen eye of skilled workers, something that machinery cannot replace. Furthermore, modern mining equipment is often bulky and challenging to maneuver into deep pits. As a result, miners still perform much of the work by hand, from digging through soil to sifting through individual stones, in order to ensure the quality and value of the rubies. The value of ruby jewelry on the market can reach hundreds of millions of dollars. The process of crafting rough rubies begins with cutting the stone into smaller pieces using specialized cutting machines. Next, the jeweler examines the pieces under light to check their color and quality. The stones are then placed on a grinding machine to shape them until they reach the desired form, a process that can take up to 10 hours of continuous work. Once the stone meets the requirements, the next step is to create the setting for the ring. The ring setting is usually made from precious metals like silver or gold, and this process also requires high precision. The setting must perfectly fit the stone to ensure a secure fit and the overall beauty of the piece. Jewelers involved in this process typically have over 10 years of experience. Do you know where the birthplace of ruby mining is? It's the Peacock Gem Mine in Myanmar, one of the oldest ruby mines in the world, with a mining history that dates back to 1886. The shafts here reach depths of around 100 meters, and the mine once operated on a large scale, producing many valuable rubies. However, the Peacock mine is now abandoned due to resource depletion and changes in Myanmar's mining policies. Additionally, harsh working conditions and rising mining costs have contributed to the mine's closure. Although no longer in operation, the legacy of the Peacock mine remains a significant symbol in the history of ruby mining. With the rising demand for rubies, fake rubies have flooded the market to cater to consumer preferences at affordable prices, ranging from $50 to $200. These products are widely available, from local gem markets to jewelry stores and online platforms. Fake rubies come in various designs and bright colors, typically made from glass or plastic, mimicking the appearance of natural stones. However, compared to natural rubies, these fakes often lack the depth and brilliance of genuine gems, missing the natural luster and color depth that real rubies possess. Rubies are renowned not only for their brilliant red color, but also for the rich history and culture associated with them. In many ancient cultures, rubies were seen as symbols of power and strength. From the ancient dynasties of India to Chinese civilizations, rubies were often featured in royal treasures and precious jewelry. In Sri Lankan culture, rubies symbolize elegance and purity, frequently used in weddings and religious ceremonies. Additionally, rubies are believed to possess feng shui properties, enhancing energy and health for the wearer. Researchers have found that rubies contain a certain amount of chromium, giving them their characteristic red color, and mining these gemstones requires advanced techniques and extensive geological knowledge. The three most expensive types of rubies in the world are Burmese ruby, Sri Lankan ruby, and African star ruby. Burmese ruby is considered the most valuable of these. Burmese rubies, known for their deep pigeon blood red color, typically range from $10,000 to over $1 million per carat. Rubies with perfect color and clarity are highly sought after by collectors worldwide. Next is the Sri Lankan ruby, which usually has a slightly lighter color compared to Burmese rubies. Rubies from Sri Lanka can be priced between $5,000 and $50,000 per carat. The value of Sri Lankan rubies is significantly influenced by their color and high clarity. Finally, there is the star ruby, a unique type featuring a 6-point star effect on its surface. High-quality star rubies with a clear star and beautiful color can range from $2,000 to $100,000 per carat. The value of star rubies depends on the sharpness of the star effect, the color of the stone, and its clarity.